Hello and welcome to the beautiful Great Park here in Irvine, California, where it is a wonderful 77-degree Saturday afternoon as we get ready to get underway with the rematch between the now visiting Arroyo Seco Saints and the home Orange County Riptide. Good evening, everybody. My name is Riley Horn, and I'll be with you tonight. Last night, Saints took the win over the Orange County Riptide by a final score of 11-4 out at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field in Pasadena. But now we are back in Irvine at the wonderful Great Park to get underway in the rematch between these two squads. As we get ready to get underway with the first pitch, we'll run you through the defensive alignment for the home Riptide. Going left to right in the outfield, it's Bradley Navarro, Camden Burdick, and Carter Dans. On the infield, going left to right, Luke Johnson, Camden Sauce, Jake Evans, and Jonathan Rodriguez. Jimmy Zakar is the Riptide's backstop for tonight, and manning the mound for the Orange County Riptide is going to be Jonathan Van Ness. That is the defensive alignment for the Riptide. Catcher throws down, and we're about to get underway. We will run you through now the Saints offensive lineup. Leading things off, second baseman Eli Lopez, second. Shortstop Trotter Enright, third. It's the designated hitter in Jacob Freer, fourth. Jack Little, the center fielder, fifth. Lane Hayworth, the left fielder, batting sixth. At first base, it's Gannon Snyder batting seventh. In right field, Keon Mosini batting eighth. It's J.J. Kennett behind the dish. And rounding things out in the nine, it's the third baseman, Jax Ryan. First pitch underway, in there for a strike. Officially a 7:05 first pitch. Next one. This is low and away. 1-1 count. Van Ness delivers again, missing low and away. Van Ness out of Belmont University, out in Nashville. Just finished up his freshman season out there. As he delivers the 2-1 pitch, it's going to miss high. Out at Belmont through a total of 23 innings, 32 hits, gave up 26 runs, but 24 of those earned. As Lopez grounds this one sharply up the middle for a leadoff single. Same thing we saw last night when Eli Lopez got the Saints started in the bottom of the first with a leadoff single. He ended last night's bout with just that one hit, ended 1 for 4 and scored 2 runs. Now it brings up Trotter Enright, the shortstop for tonight, who last night had a 2 for 5 night, 2 runs scored, 3 RBIs knocked in. Van Ness ended the season at Belmont with a 9.39 ERA. First pitch now to Enright, in there for a called strike. Second pitch, low and in, almost catches a piece of Enright, but not quite. Brings it even at 1-1 now. Van Ness delivers the 1-1, swung on and missed, fooled him with the slow stuff. Brings it to now to a 1-2 count. Van Ness at Belmont, 23 walks to just 29 strikeouts. A little bit of that control issues. Lopez on the move, chopped over to short, handling it as Sauce, but going to first with it. to get the first out of the inning. Little two-strike hit and run there by the Saints. It moves Lopez up 90 feet, puts him on second base. Trotter Enright moves him up 90 feet, but is then thrown out at first base. Now it's the designated hitter for the Saints. It's Jacob Freer. Freer last night 0 for 2, got the start at the third base position. Had an RBI walk as well. Tonight getting the start at the designated hitter spot. He's going to ground the first one into the 3-hole, but making a good play and throwing on the run is Evans over at second. For the second out of the inning, Lopez moves up once again 90 feet over to third base. Now just 90 feet away to get on the board first. Our responsibility now is the center fielder, Jack Little. Last night also got the start in center field, but last night down in the 9-hole as the second leadoff man. Tonight in the 4 spot. After last night, he had a 2 for 4 night, 1 run scored. Helped secure that Saints 11-4 victory. First one misses high and away. Just a few changes on both sides from last night to tonight. That one again missing low and away. Van Ness, a really strong outing against Illinois State last season at Belmont. 3 innings, no hits, no runs, only 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. As now the 2-0 is swung on and fouled out of play. Saints have definitely been patient hitters throughout the season, but they are not afraid to swing away once they get a pitch that they like, and it's contributed to an incredibly strong offense. Van Ness once again missing the zone, brings it to a 3-1 count. Saints so far this season yet to score less than 7 runs in a game. Last night they jumped all over the Orange County Riptide and got 11. 3-1 pitch, swung on and missed by Jack Little, brings it full. Still Eli Lopez on third base, 90 feet away, but a full count, 2-out situation now. Big payoff pitch inbound from Jonathan Van Ness. He winds, kicks, and delivers. Breaking ball above the zone. Jack Little draws himself a walk. Now runners on the corners. Lane Hayworth now left fielder stepping in for the Saints. 2 outs with runners on the corners. Saints already causing some traffic on the base paths here in the top of the first. They struck last night in the top of the first for 2 as well. Excuse me, the bottom of the first. That one was on the Saints home territory of Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. Check swing by Hayworth. Fouled it off. Now in an 0-1 count. Riptide defense ever so slightly shifted to the pull side of Hayworth. Swung on and missed. Foul tipped, but back into the catcher's glove. Now 2 strikes. 0-2 count, 2 outs, runners on the corners. 2 strikes with 2 outs, runners on the corners. Normally a situation you might see a runner in motion. Jack Little stays put. Ball low and inside. Brings it to 1-2. Runner goes this time, but a swing and a miss. It will not matter. Lane Hayworth strikes out, and Jonathan Van Ness gets out of the top of the first cleanly. We will head to the home half right after this quick break. Bottom of the first, soon to be underway from here in Irvine at the beautiful Great Park. Saints now on the field, and we will run you through that defensive formation once again. Left to right in the outfield, Lane Hayworth, Jack Little, and Keon Mosini. Left to right in the infield, it's Jax Ryan, Trotter Enrot, Eli Lopez, and Gannon Snyder. And completing the battery with Luke Ballantyne is J.J. Kennett, the backstop. Now the Riptide's offensive lineup, leading off is Bradley Navarro, Justin TR, the 2 spot, Jonathan Rodriguez 3, Luke Johnson 4, Camden Sos in the 5 spot, Connor Dan 6, Jake Evans 7th, Jimmy Zakar 8th, and rounding it out as the second leadoff man is Camden Burdick. And the first pitch from Luke Ballantyne is in there for a called strike 1. Luke Ballantyne out of Biola University down at the D2 level. Is now skied up into the air is Navarro. Snyder underneath it and makes a drifting grab for out number 1. Quick work made there by Luke Ballantyne. Luke Ballantyne's career at Biola has been a successful one so far. He's completed 2 years there, and in his career, a total of 14 appearances with 63 strikeouts, a 6-1 total record for a 1.68 whip. Just been nothing but dominant. .63 strikeouts in 64 innings. Now this one is shot down the line by Justin TR. He rounds first, thinks about second, but he'll hold up. And play out there and left by Hayworth, cutting it off quickly and getting it in. But a 1-out single for Justin TR gets things started for the Riptide. And to catch you up on last inning, Eli Lopez had a leadoff single. And Jack Little drew a walk. It was runners on the corners with 2 outs, but nothing came across home plate for the Saints. Riptide looking to have a different outcome here in their first frame. Ballantyne strictly a starter at Biola. 14 appearances, all of them starts. This one's chopped just foul of first base. Now dropping to 0-1. Is Jonathan Rodriguez, the first baseman. Rodriguez saw some action in last night's game. Started at first base and in the 3-hole, similar to tonight. Last night went 2 for 5 with 3 RBIs and 1 run scored. Those 3 RBIs going on a monster blast. 2 of those runs, rather, coming on a monster blast in the top of the 6th inning. High long drive over the right field wall. Swung through the 0-1 offering, now an 0-2 count. Ballantyne will check over on TR at first base. Southpaw now delivers the 0-2. Grounder up the middle. Enright will take it himself for a 6-3 double play, and the Saints put up a scoreless first frame. We will head here to the second right after this quick break.
Coming in this game, he has a .400 on-base percentage. He's going to get up with the 2 hits he has. He lines one.
That one's belted to right field, and that one is gone! How about Josh Livingston getting things started here for the Saints? He ropes a home run right over the right. Jake Brown looking up. That one is gone. An opposite field home run. Alex Burge.
First pickles, then Oppo tacos. How about that for Alex Burge? Hit the home run to right. He was like, nah. I'm going to hit one to left now. How about a 3-run blast for the backstop?
Booms that one to right field. Matthew Thomas will just have to look back. That one is gone. Welcome.
After a scoreless first frame, we will head to the top of the second inning. Leading off for the Saints, it's the first baseman, Gannon Snyder, and it'll be the right fielder, Keon Mosini, and then the catcher, J.J. Kennett. The 6, 7, and 8 batters for the Saints. They saw some traffic in the top of the first, couple runners on base, but none across home plate. First pitch now to Snyder. This is low and away for ball 1. Snyder out of Wichita State. Pretty strong season out there for the Shockers. Second one, grounder over to third base. Handling it is Johnson. Throwing across a little high for the first baseman, Rodriguez, but he manages and secures the grab for the first out. Keon Mosini now, the right fielder for the Saints, digging in. Mosini, no action in last night's game, but we've seen him a handful of times throughout the season. First one down below the knees for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. Called strike on the high outside corner. Brings it to 1-1 here with 1 out. Riptide defense definitely shifted to the pull side of Mosini. Riptide definitely looking like they favor more of that shift defense with the lefties up, especially in a lefty-righty matchup with the right-handed arm of Jonathan Van Ness. But he misses with the second offering, brings it to 2-1. This one down in the dirt, now 3-1. Mosini now way ahead. Pitch down below the knees. Mosini draws a walk. Gets on board now for the Saints. Now it's the catcher, J.J. Kennett, stepping up. Kennett we've seen behind the dish a handful of times so far this season. Last night it was Johnny Garber, the catchers for the Saints, but J.J. Kennett now back in the lineup. On the season, 2 for 4, 1 run scored. The Richmond, Texas native takes strike 1. Good breaker there by Van Ness. Started above the zone and dropped right down into it. This one, back pick over to first. Missing low and away, and Zakar, Riptide backstop. Tried to make an effort to get Mosini over on first. Mosini goes back in standing. Of course, Kennett played in that Forrester game that is currently still not officially scored, as it is not technically over. Two teams, Foresters and the Saints, still looking to resume play on that game. Next time they square off, sounds like they will finish those 2 innings left unplayed, and then we'll head into the originally scheduled match for tonight, for that night rather. Swung on and missed, brings it to a 1-2 count. Van Ness tried to check over on Mosini at first, but he was diving back safely. Kennett out of Baylor University, and we actually had the opportunity to interview him last night on the broadcast. Had a couple questions for him as a backstop of the Saints. Turns out, since being here in California, it's his first time in California in his life. Before coming here at the start of this summer, he had never once been in the Golden State. He swings at the 1-2, pops it, fouling out of play down the first base line. And interesting, Kennett, the differences that he noticed between being in Texas, where he's originally from, and where he's been to college. He started at DBU and transferred over to Baylor. And the differences he's seen between living in Texas and now being here in California. Said he's had a pretty good time here in California so far, which is wonderful to hear. Golden State's been treating him pretty good. 1-2. Check over once again on Mosini. Dives back in safely. Kenneth said the biggest difference he saw was the weather, which might seem like the most obvious choice, but Kenneth said he was really appreciative of the cooler summers here in California as opposed to the desert of Texas. 1-2, high and away, evens things up at 2-2. Once again, checking over on Mosini is Van Ness. Not trying to let Mosini get anything free on the base paths. Mosini currently with no stolen bases on this summer season. 2-2 pitch, swung on and missed. Popping out of the glove of the backstop Zakar. And I think I must have had the count wrong over here on my end. Maybe it was a foul tip. Not too sure, but either way, it is definitely 2-2 now. Two and two once again. This time swung on and missed. Zakar holds on. Going down swinging is J.J. Kennett, which brings up the 9-hole hitter now, Jax Ryan, who last night made his debut for the Saints. Started as the designated hitter in the 4 slot. Ended his day 1 for 5, 1 run scored with 2 RBIs and 2 strikeouts as well. Now he is down in the 9 slot at the 3rd base position. Mosini still on first. First pitch now to Ryan. In there for a called strike 1. Oh and 1, 2 outs. Jonathan Van Ness delivers, misses outside. Brings it to a 1-1 count. Jax Ryan, originally from Oklahoma, spent last season at Arizona State, and lines this one through the 6-hole for a base hit. Mosini advances up to second, and Jax Ryan, a 2-out single, puts 2 on and 1 in scoring position for the Saints. Second inning in a row now that the Saints have had 2 runners on base. Last inning in the first, Eli Lopez was stranded out on third. Jack Little was stranded over on first. Now runners on first and second for that leadoff man in Eli Lopez. First pitch, breaker in there for a called strike 1. Lopez from Fullerton this summer. He is 7 for 19, good for a 368 average. That one misses above the letters. He's also got 2 walks, 5 stolen bases, 3 RBIs with 8 runs scored. He's really been offensively very strong for the Saints this summer, hence why he's been up in the top half of the lineup for the vast majority. Been in that leadoff spot as well very often throughout this season. Swings and fouls the 1-1 back, now brings it to a 1-2 count. Van Ness takes a timeout, gonna retuck in his jersey. A little bit of uniform malfunctions, if you will. One and one, 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Rossini on second, Jax Ryan on first. Pitch, line drive down the right field line, but tailing foul and out of play. Will do the 1-2 again. Lopez last night 1 for 4. So far throughout the season, in all 5 games that he has played, he's yet to go down without a hit. 1 for 4 just last night. Before that against the Bombers, 1 for 3. Against the Philippines, he was 2 for 4. Against the Barons, he was 1 for 4. And against the Waves on opening night, he was 2 for 4. So he's yet to have a hitless game here for the Saints. Exactly what you look for out of that leadoff man. 1-2, flared into shallow right field. Coming in on it is Dans, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. Saints, once again, 2 runners on board that can't come around to score, and we will head to the home half right after this break. Bottom of the second, still a 0-0 ball game. Though the Saints have had some traffic on the base paths, and an inning ago, Riptide had a little bit of traffic out there as well, but so far none crossing home plate. Now leading things off for the Riptide, Luke Johnson, then it'll be Camden Sauce and Carter Dans. First pitch in there for a called strike. Justin TR with a single an inning ago. This one's grounded over to third, handled by Jax Ryan, thrown across for the 1st out. Like I was saying, it was Justin TR who had a single for the Riptide an inning ago. Then Rodriguez would ground into a double play to end that one. Now Camden Sauce, the shortstop for the Riptide. Takes the first one in there for a called strike from Ballantyne. Last night's game, Sauce ended 1 for 4 with a run scored and a walk. He swings through the second offering. Good location there from Ballantyne, going low and outside, just out of Sauce's reach. Now Ballantyne way in the driver's seat and way ahead. Down in the dirt, missing for ball 1. One, two, just misses the high outside corner. Evens it up at 2-2. Ballantyne ended last season at Biola with a 6.02 ERA. Delivers the 2-2, called strike 3. Second out of the inning by way of the K. A good job by Ballantyne there to record his first strikeout of the game. Now stepping up, Carter Dans for the Riptide tonight. He's in the right field spot. He takes a called strike 1. He's got 2 outs behind him, looking to extend the Riptide inning, get on base, and hopefully come around to score, put the Riptide ahead early. Ballantyne misses it down in the dirt. Now a 1-1 count. In there again for a strike is Ballantyne, now ahead 1-2. So far throughout last night's game, here tonight obviously still tied at zeros, but in last night's game, Riptide never had a lead. Saints ended up putting 9 runs across in the first 2 innings, and they would maintain a pretty strong lead throughout the rest of the game. Check swing, went around, did Carter Dans, and back-to-back strikeouts for Luke Ballantyne gets him out of the second inning. 0-0 heading to the third.
Adam Beck, Evan Davis here with Adrian Lopez, the Saints infielder, now at USC, and we're here to see what's in his bag.
Yeah, for sure. Let's check it out. Got a couple of things. Sorry if it's a little smelly. First of all, I got my glove. A Wilson. Kind of goes with the USC colors, so that's pretty cool.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. Got to get the drip going now, so peak batting gloves. Ooh. Big time. Shout out Josh. We did trade-off, so batting gloves for batting gloves, and these are pretty sick.
What did you give him instead?
I had some Long Beach State batting gloves, and we just traded, and we're like, what's one thing we can remember each other with? And we're like, oh, these are pretty cool. So now, every time I go to bat, get to think of Josh, and, it helps me get hit. Then you got to go, like, accessories. So I got leg guard. Shout out Saints. I mean, kind of lost my leg guard, and they gave me this one, so that's pretty huge. Then they got the elbow guard too. It's a little guy, but it's all right. Does the job. Nice. Got the helmet, C-flap, big time.
Super important.
Yeah.
Don't want anything going up there.
So that's the one thing I'm scared of most. Nike cleats, huge.
Oh.
And then this is actually like one of my favorite things. Like this sliding mitt from like a brand called Goated brand. Like this is like pretty dope.
Oh.
Yeah. Plus 10 aura right there.
Easily, easily. Come on.
Yeah. I love it.
Got this water bottle too.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Well, it's hot. It's
No snacks though.
No, I'm see, like I try to have snacks, but they're usually gone by like the pregame. So I'm like,
Who steals them, or is it just you?
I mean, you got Sticky Fingers Joey over there. Who else? Bird's in love with all my snacks. So, especially because they're like Josh and Bird. It's kind of funny. Like they're from like East Coast and stuff, so like or like Midwest, whatever. And
0-0 as we head to the top of the third. Trotter Enright, Jacob Freer, Jack Little due up for the Saints. looking to get across early. Last night, Saints were able to get ahead early and would end up maintaining a strong lead throughout the rest of the game. Trotter Enright, ground ball sharply up the middle. First pitch, lead-off single for Trotter Enright. That's exactly how you want to get things started if you are the Saints. Lead-off man on and a guy with good speed, the shortstop and Enright. Been pretty strong all year. Had an incredible summer up to this point. He's got 1 stolen base on the summer so far. Now Jacob Freer, designated hitter tonight for the Saints. I'll watch the first one go down below his knees for ball 1. Freer just below 300 so far on the summer. Came into today batting .308, and then going 0 for 1 in his first at-bat has now dropped him down to .286, just below that 300 mark. He's now 4 for 14 on the season. Pick-off attempt on Trotter Enright, dives back in safely. Still Jonathan Van Ness, the Belmont Bruin, on the mound. 6'3", 200 pounds, just finished up his freshman season for the Bruins. Misses the second one down below the knees. Two and 1 count. Trotter Enright still on first base. Freer looking to get him up into scoring position. Ball down in the dirt. Good pick there by Zacard to prevent Enright from moving up. Van Ness out of Belmont University in Nashville, Tennessee, originally from Knoxville, Tennessee, now coming all the way out here to the West Coast, playing for the Orange County Riptide. This one's driven into left center field. Going back on it is Burdick, and making the grab just in front of the warning track for the first out. Good charge put into it by Freer, but not enough to go down for a base hit. Now Jack Little, the center fielder for the Saints, looking to keep things going here. Van Ness delivers the first pitch. Check swing, did not go around on the ball in the dirt. Now a 1-0 count. Van Ness's line on the day so far, 2.1 innings pitched, giving up 3 hits, no runs so far, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. There's been plenty of traffic on the base paths for the Saints. In fact, they've had at least 1 runner on in all 3 innings so far. So that one's down in the dirt. Zacard trying to back pick Enright, but he's back in standing. Saints with a base runner in every inning so far up to this point. But Van Ness has done a good job containing them where they are, not allowing any to come around and score. This one, line drive into left field, and a leaping grab by Bradley Navarro for the second out of the inning. That one very well struck by Jack Little. Navarro kind of had a weird read on it, took a step in, then realized he had to chase back on it. He ends up retreating back and then makes a leaping grab over his head. And a good play there for the second out. Leadoff single of Trotter Enright. He's still on first base. Looking to keep things going now. It's Lane Hayworth. First pitch to him, swung on and missed. Hayworth 0 for 1 on the night tonight. Last night against the Riptide, did 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored and 2 RBIs. This one spits away from Zakar, the backstop. Trotter Enright moves up into scoring position, but in an 0-2 count. Tough spot to be in now for Hayworth. 0-2 runner in scoring position with 2 outs. That runner is going to be a little bit more aggressive on the base paths. Third base coach definitely sure to be a little bit more aggressive on the waves. And the 0-2 pitch swung on and fouled out of play. We will do the 0-2 once again. Hayworth on the season batting at .316, 6 for 18 so far, and he scored 6 runs as well. 4 RBIs, 1 strikeout. This one, line drive into right field, and making the grab on it is Carter Dance. 3 well-hit balls going down for lineouts after the leadoff single for the Saints. Still 0-0 as we head to the home half of the third. Bottom of the third from here in Irvine. It's Jake Evans, Jimmy Zakar, and Camden Burdick due up. The bottom third of the lineup. Luke Ballantyne is not necessarily gone 6 up, 6 down, although he has retired the first 6 batters. Justin TR knocked a single off of him, then a ground into a double play by Jonathan Rodriguez. Got the inning over and erased both of them from the base paths. Ballantyne now drops behind Evans 2-0. But gets back into the strike zone with that 2-0 pitch. Now 2-1. Two-one pitch. Back into the strike zone is Ballantyne. Evens it up at 2-2. Jake Evans starting tonight, second baseman in the 7-hole. Last night got the start in the 2-hole as a third baseman. But an 0 for 4 night got him dropped down just a little bit. He grounds it sharply back to Ballantyne on the mound. But Ballantyne gets the glove on it and flips it over to first for the first out of the inning. Now it's the catcher, Jimmy Zakar, stepping up for the Riptide. Jake Evans hit that one pretty sharply, just on a one hop right back to Ballantyne's glove. Now that's the first 7 batters for the Riptide retired. Ballantyne done a great job giving up just 1 hit and 1 base runner. Now the 1-0 pitch is fouled straight back. 1-1 with 1 out. Jimmy Zakar takes a hack at the 1-1, fouls it straight back once again, brings it to a 1-2 count. Zakar did not get any action in last night's bout. Said it was the backstop Zach Crandall who got the start and played the entire game behind the dish. Riptide trying to switch it up. And the 1-2 pitch misses high and outside. Brings it even at 2-2. Riptide trying to switch it up now, putting Jimmy Zakar in the lineup. Name in center field, that's the man on deck. Check swing, did not go around, says the first base umpire, although that one, at least from our vantage point up here, could have gone either way. Now a full count with 1 out to Jimmy Zakar. Payoff pitch. Fly ball, foul and out of play. Straight back. We'll do the full count once again. Payoff pitch. Misses inside. Jimmy Zakar draws a walk. First one issued tonight by Luke Ballantyne. Only other base runner so far has been Justin TR, the designated hitter in the 2 slot. He had a single in the first inning. And he was erased after a double play from Jonathan Rodriguez. Now it's the center fielder Camden Burdick stepping in for the Riptide. First pitch in there for called strike 1. Burdick did not see action in last night's game. Instead, it was the center fielder in Reed Montgomery for the Riptide. 0-1 pitch. Just misses low and inside. One and one. Catches the outer edge, strike 2. Luke Ballantyne consistently been in the zone for the majority of the night tonight. Only just issued his first walk and at-bat ago, although that one brought to a full count situation. This one misses down below the knees, 2-2. Pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. Luke Ballantyne with another strikeout on the day. Puts 2 outs on the inning. It's Ballantyne's 3rd strikeout of the night. Putting together a very strong start so far. Now up to the leadoff man of the Riptide, left fielder Bradley Navarro. So far, 0 for 1 on the night tonight. He chops the first one over to Enright at short, charging quickly. Throw on the run, gets away from the first baseman, Snyder, all the way to the backstop. Zakar advancing all the way up to 3rd. And a reach on error. We will await the official scoring. Yes, reach on error from Bradley Navarro puts runners on the corners. We take a quick second to watch Omaha, the Bat Dog, go retrieve the bat and then get a little lost out there in the infield. Now it's Justin TR, so far the only hit on the day for the Riptide. Swing and a miss for strike one. In there for strike two. Ballantyne quickly in the driver's seat. Goes ahead 0-2. 2 outs, still runners on the corners. Best action on the base paths the Riptide have had tonight. 0-2, fouled back into the netting. We'll do it once more. Oh, 2 pitch. Fly ball, left field. Hayworth tracking it down, camps underneath it, and makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. A little bit of base path traffic for the Riptide, but we remain scoreless as we head to the 4th frame from here at Great Park. Fourth inning from here in Irvine, and a new arm on the mound for the Riptide. Jonathan Van Ness's day is over. Coming out of San Clemente, California, out of Stanford University, is Michael Erspemer, looking to continue to shut out the Saints up to this point. Saints have had a lot of traffic on the base paths, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. So far, Erspemer only one appearance for the Riptide this year. Came on June 8th against the San Diego Waves. Riptide end up taking that game down 12-1. Erspemer actually got the win in that one. He pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up no runs, no hits, and only 1 walk to 5 strikeouts. Now the southpaw comes in to square off against the Saints, looking to have a very similar stat line as he did a couple nights ago. First pitch to Gannon Snyder in there for a called strike one. Second one misses just above the zone for the Saints. Gannon Snyder, Keon Mosini, J.J. Kennett due up. Down in the dirt, ball 2. Snyder 0 for 1 tonight. Didn't see any action last night against the Riptide. Got the night off. Tonight he's back at first base. This one misses way above the zone. Now 3-1. 3-1 in there for a called strike, fills up the count. Erspermer, a 2025 high school graduate, committed to Stanford University up in Northern California. But for now, the San Clemente native will stay local in SoCal and pitch here for the Riptides. Comes set, delivers the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Erspermer comes in, gets a big first strikeout. Now Keon Mosini for the Saints. So far on the night, he drew a walk in his first plate appearance. First pitch. Looks like Erspermer and the backstop and Zakar a little mixed up there on the pitch calling. Looks like Zakar got a little thrown off there. But I do believe it was a called strike nonetheless. Second pitch, high above the eye line of Mosini. Now 1-1. Check swing, held back, brings it to 2-1. Taking a hack on it was Mosini, but fouled it straight back. Now 2-2. Mosini just a 182 average on the season so far this summer. Out of the University of Central Arkansas. This one goes down in the dirt. Now a full count with 1 out to Mosini. Stayed local in Arkansas, hometown of Conway. Now comes out to the CCL and pops this one in foul territory down the third base line. Making the grab on it is Johnson. That's a quick 2 out by Michael Erspermer as soon as he comes into this game. Backstop now. J.J. Kennett stepping up for the Saints. Kennett 0 for 1 on the night with a strikeout. Swings at the first offering. It's a pop fly in foul territory and just barely doesn't stay in play and heads on into the bleachers. Oh, and 1 now to Kennett. That one looked like for a second it's going to stay in the yard. Zakar and Johnson, as well as Erspermer, all giving chase to it. but it did fly out over the net and out of play. Oh and 1. Erspringer delivers. Swung on and missed at the high fastball. 0 and 2. Erspringer been very strong out of the pen. Getting 2 quick outs. He's ahead 0 and 2 of J.J. Kennett, the Baylor catcher. Delivers, swing and a miss, strike 3. Erspringer retires the side after a quick top of the 4th. Riptide looking to get ahead as we head to the bottom.
All right, hello and welcome everyone live from Jackie Robinson Field here in Pasadena. Evan Davis joined alongside Adam Beck, and it's the home opener for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Looks like it will hit into the gap. Yes, it will, and it'll score a run off the glove of Pollock. That will score 2. It's quickly 4-0 top of the first inning for the Oaks. 3-1 offering, low and away for ball 4, and that will bring in the first run of the games outside. Ball 4. Fisher stumbling off the mound. Saints just finding any way possible to get some runs, and they've now walked in 2 with the Saints as a pass ball gets away. 5-2 lead for the Oaks. 2-1 offering, that one down the third base. Beltowski will fire that one across. And 1 out now, but the runners advance to now be 5-3. First and second as they connect again. Carrillo did get a great read on that, and it's over his head. Ground roll double, and this game is tied. The 1-1 offering is connected on. That's in the left field, and that'll do it. The Saints come back down 5-2, and Peter Wirth walks it off.
How about a 4 spot by the Oaks to start things off in the first inning? And how about a 4 spot in the bottom of the 9th? For the Saints to end things in the 9th inning. What a game for the Saints.
Bottom of the 4th from here at the beautiful Great Park in Irvine. And a new arm on the mound for the Saints out of Lewis Clark State College. It's Joey Estrada at Lewis Clark State College. Ended this past season with a 1-1 record, 10 appearances, 5 starts, through 21 total innings rather. Gave up 28 hits, 23 earned runs, and 21 walks to 18 strikeouts. Now squaring off against Jonathan Rodriguez, Luke Johnson, and Camden Sos. 3 due up for the Riptide. Rodriguez swings through the first offering from Joey Estrada. This one down in the dirt. Ball 1. With the new arm in from the pen in Joey Estrada, it'll bring an end to Luke Ballantyne's day, who gave 3 innings, strong innings, for the Saints. 3 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 3 strikeouts. A very solid day from the southpaw. Now the Saints go to Joey Estrada, who's looking to continue a strong stat line. Currently making his Saints debut here tonight, as he's way ahead Jonathan Rodriguez 1-2. Rodriguez, handful of foul balls so far this at-bat, looking to straighten one out. This one chopped off the plate and foul of first base. We will continue at 1-2. Joey Estrada out of Lewis Clark State College, an NAIA school in Lewiston, Idaho. 3,600 students, founded in 1893. Historic college up there in Idaho. One and two misses, brings it to 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Kennett can't hang on, but he'll fire down to Snyder at first. And a swinging drop third strikeout records Estrada's first out of the summer. Also the first out here in the bottom of the fourth. Now Luke Johnson, third baseman for the Riptide tonight, 0 for 1 so far. Riptide still only one hit recorded so far here tonight. It was by Justin TR, second at bat for the Riptide. And end up singling. And the next batter right after him, Jonathan Rodriguez, who just struck out an at bat ago. He went down, grounding into a double play. But Estrada, after getting that strikeout, falls behind Johnson, 2-0. This one in there for a called strike. Way outside, brings it to 3-1. As previously noted, Luke Johnson 0 for 1 on the night tonight. Did not see any action in last night's game against the Saints up in Pasadena. 3-1 pitch, grounder sharp over to third. Handled by Ryan, and a throw over to Snyder at first for a 5-3 putout. Once again, we see Omaha, the bat dog, going to retrieve the bat, and once again, getting a little lost out there on the infield. Going towards the wrong dugout now. He's heading over towards the Saints. And hey, in his mind, he did his job. He brought that bat all the way back to the dugout. Just unfortunately the wrong one. Now it looks like he's found his footing. He makes his way all the way back. Great job there by Omaha, the bat dog. You know, that's one thing that I've really come to appreciate in this sport of baseball. Minor league teams and collegiate summer teams like the Riptide here, using those dogs. Go retrieve the bats. Really fun trend. Always, you know, a good time when you see a dog, especially a dog on a baseball field. You know, what's better than that? Dog, baseball, and a beautiful Saturday night. Doesn't get much better. Now a 2-0 count to Camden Sauce, the shortstop. You know, it's interesting mentioning the minor leagues, kind of how the sport of baseball is always constantly evolving. You know, obviously there's bats retrieving dogs and whatnot. Bat retrieving dogs. Also interesting to look at, you know, systems being implemented like the automatic strike zone and, you know, the challenge system of the called strikes. As Camden Sauce gets a 4-pitch walk, he's awarded first base. You know, all these things being implemented into the sport of baseball. You know, it's kind of nice to have an appreciation for summer baseball like we have here tonight, where there's no pitch clock even here. You know, kind of brings baseball back to its roots. Obviously, you know, you go look at something like banana ball with the Savannah Bananas, and, you know, that's crowd pleaser and very fun, and obviously, you know, a great thing for the sport of baseball, but, you know, it's not necessarily traditional baseball, if you will. Obviously, it's very fun to watch, but, you know, it's always refreshing to get a good game of traditional baseball like we have here in Summers. Now it's a 1-1 count to Carter Dans, the right fielder. Sees a ball high and outside, 2-1. 2 outs. Camden Sos drew a 4-pitch walk. He's on first base. Just missing the outer edge was Estrada. Brings it now to a 3-1 count. Estrada had 2 up, 2 down coming into this inning. Surrendered a walk. Now is in a 3-1 count. This one grounded over to Snyder at first. He thinks about going to second, and he remembers there's 2 outs, and he can just tag his own base, and does so himself. Gets the 3rd out of the inning, and we are scoreless through 4 frames as we head to the 5th right after this break.
Adam Beck, Evan Davis here with Joey Craig, Saints outfielder, and we're going to do a little what's in his bag segment here. So Joey, what's in your bag?
Well, first off, let's talk about the bag itself. This is a sick bag that Arroyo Seco gave me. As soon as I got here, they gave me a bunch of gear too and all that good stuff. But let's crack this thing open. What's the temperature looking like today? Probably like 95.
Yeah.
So, I mean, starting it off, a little core hydration. You know, got to stay hydrated out here in the California heat. Got a little snack at the gas station before, a little pickup. These are just the basic little essentials. Then we got, obviously, helmet, getting us right. And then going to deeper in the bag, we got the Evo Shield elbow guard, keeping us safe from hit by pitches and stuff. Don't want to be crying on the way down the first base, all that good stuff. And then when we do finally get on base, we got the Marucci sliding mitt, so keep our hands safe, all that good
oven
stuff.
Glove.
Yep, a little oven mitt.
Do you take stuff out of the oven with it too, or just?
You know, I got my own. I got a special one at home for that, so I'm good on that stuff. And then got a bunch of different batting gloves in here. Never know when they're going to get too sweaty or run out of grip, or you're going to slide in the base and they're done for. But preferably, I like the Franklin, the power straps with the extra long one right here, a little extra wrist support, all that good stuff. So.
Is there superstitions with the gloves?
No superstitions for me. I mean, when I was in high school, like, I would get a hit and I'm like, I put the left one on first, I got to do it again, got to do it again. But once you get older, like, you kind of realize there's no difference whether you put the right, left, elbow.
4 innings played and 0 runs scored so far in this rematch between the Arroyo Seco Saints and the home Orange County Riptide. Just as a reminder, in last night's game out in Pasadena, Saints took an 11-4 victory. Now we are scoreless through the first 4. First pitch of the inning. It's popped foul and out of play. Once again, Michael Erspemer out on the mound for the Orange County Riptide. Squaring off against Jax Ryan, the third baseman for the Saints tonight. After Ryan, it'll kick up to the top of the order. Eli Lopez and Trotter Enright. As of now, Erspemer ahead 0-2 of Jax Ryan. This one lined and once again out of play down the first base line. We'll do the 0-2 once again. Erspermer came into this game an inning ago. Went 3 up, 3 down, 2 of which strikeouts. Very solid first inning of relief. Now coming out for his second. Delivers the 0-2 to Jax Ryan, but misses up and in. Brings it to a 1-2 count. One-two pitch, misses way up, brings it at 2-2. Jax Ryan last night made his Saints debut this summer. Ended his night 1 for 5. Ryan coming out of ASU. Sees the 2-2 miss on the inner edge. Brings it full now at 3-2. Payoff pitch. Inside, Jax Ryan draws a walk. Gets on board. Leadoff man on for the Saints. Good position to be in now, looking to get on the board first. Jax Ryan works a good AB. Went down in an 0-2 hole. Then worked all the way back and drew a walk. Now kicked up to the top of the order, Eli Lopez, the second baseman out of Cal State Fullerton. Done great work all season long for the Saints. Currently .381 batting average. He's already 1 for 2 tonight. He was the first batter of this game. He ended up singling right up the middle. Make his way all the way around to third, and he was left stranded there. One of the Saints' 3 hits on the night so far. Riptide, on the other hand, only 1. That one belongs to Justin TR, the 2-hole hitter. First pitch misses upstairs to Lopez. He goes ahead 1-0. Pickoff move from Erspermer. Jax Ryan was over there jumping, trying to distract Michael Erspermer. He takes the bait and goes for a pickoff move. This time delivers the 1-0. Fly ball into left field. Navarro giving chase, coming in on it, and making the grab for the first out of the inning. Now it's Trotter Enright. He also singled up the middle earlier in his second at-bat tonight. He's 1 for 2 as it stands right now. Enright with a .458 average so far this summer season. Runner goes. Throw down, and there is no throw down after it is bobbled by Zakar behind the dish. Jax Ryan with a stolen base. He moves up into scoring position. Trotter Enright, a good guy to have in the box now for the Saints. He's been hot all season. He's coming off a 2 for 5 game last night with 3 RBIs. Puts him up to 5 total RBIs this summer. 1-0 pitch. Misses upstairs. Now Michael Erspermer just graduated high school this past year. Came in an inning ago in relief. Stanford commit went 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts, then got ahead of Jax Ryan, the leadoff man in this inning, 0-2. Then Ryan would work his way back all the way to a walk. He got first base. And then Erspringer comes back and gets a pop fly from Eli Lopez. Then a stolen base from Jax Ryan gets him up in the scoring position for Trotter Enright, who fouls the 2-0 out of play down the left field line. 2-1 with 1 out. Erspringer picks off and catches Ryan out in no man's land. He's going to chase him down himself. Ryan trying to dance his way out of it. He is then expired by the shortstop, Camden Sauce. A good spaghetti pickoff move there by Michael Erspringer to erase Jax Ryan from the base paths and record the second out of the inning. Now the base is empty with 2 outs for Trotter Enright. And again, Riptide defense shifted to his pull side with nobody on base now. Trend we've seen throughout the night. Swing and a miss on the high cheese now brings it to 2-2. Riptide definitely been playing on the pull side to all the lefties here tonight. Deuce is wild, 2-2 count, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch, fouled, high and out of play. We will do the 2-2 once more. It's Michael Erspringer on the mound facing off against Trotter Enright at the dish. Erspringer comes set, delivers the 2-2. Once again, fouled back. Enright definitely staying alive, giving a good fight. Enright on the season, 10 for 22 so far. 5 RBIs as well. He's been consistently in the 2 slot of the Saints lineup. He's also scored 8 runs. He's got 2 walks to just 1 strikeout so far this summer. Erspringer looking to make that 2 as he delivers outside and brings it full. 3-2 with 2 outs. Nobody on base doesn't make much of a difference. Obviously, with runners on, those runners would be in motion. But now it's just a pitcher versus hitter battle. Payoff pitch. Grounder over to short. Sos handles and throws him out. Broken bat ground out ends the inning for Michael Erspringer through the first half of this game. We are scoreless, 0-0, heading to the bottom 5th. Bottom 5th, we're still scoreless. Riptide looking to change that. To do so, it's Jake Evans, the second baseman. He's then followed up by Jimmy Zakar, the catcher, and Camden Burdick, the 9-hitter, in the center field position. Still facing off against Joey Estrada, the Lewis Clark State College pitcher. First pitch gets in there for a called strike one. Second one again in there, 0-2 now. Estrada came in an inning ago in relief, gave up 1 walk and got 1 strikeout. Didn't give up a hit, however. This one down in the dirt, skips away from Kennett and catches a piece of our home plate umpire. One and 2 now to Jake Evans. Jake Evans 0 for 1 so far tonight. Chops this one foul over towards the Riptide dugout. Jake Evans had an 0 for 4 night last night up at Jackie Robinson Memorial Field. So far, he's batting .222 on the season. He's just 2 for 8, though, small sample size. This one just misses the outer edge. A good location, 1 and 2 by Joey Estrada. Two and 2. Low and inside, ball 3, full count to the second baseman, Jake Evans. Jake Evans out of Cal State Long Beach. He rips this one up the middle, but coming in on it is Jack Little. He makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Once again, Bat Dog Omaha coming out, making the bat recovery. This time doesn't get lost. Third tries the charm, and he flawlessly executes that bat recovery. Joey Estrada gets the first out cleanly. Looking for the second one against the catcher, Jimmy Zakar. He won't get it, though. Zakar gets plunked right on the leg. He's going to limp his way down to first base. We will have a timeout. He's going to go walk it out, make sure he's okay. Up here, hard to tell exactly where it caught a piece of him, but looks like it was close to the knee area. Hopefully he's okay. He's going to stand on first base, put his helmet back on. Looks like he will stay in this game. Now a runner on base for the Riptide. Now the center fielder, Camden Burdick. He takes strike 1. Oh, 1 pitch now to Burdick. Estrada delivers. This one, high drive into left center field and drops down. One hops the wall. Rounding second and cruising into third is Zakar. Camden Burdick, a one-hopper to the wall, and a stand-up double now puts 2 on base with 1 out for the Riptide. Great opportunity now for them to get at least 1 across. We've been scoreless already through the first 4.5 innings. And it's up to the top of the Riptide lineup now. It's the left fielder, Bradley Navarro. So far on the night tonight, he is 0 for 2. But looking to change that in a big spot, it would get the Riptide on the board first. Give them their first lead against the Saints. Obviously tonight still 0-0, but last night Saints held the lead the entire game. This one spits away from Kennett's glove and goes to the backstop. Coming in to score is Jimmy Zakar. The Riptide strike first here in the bottom of the 5th. They go ahead 1-0. Camden Burdick advances up to third base. Kennett now going to go out and talk to Estrada. Maybe got a little crossed up with the pitch. Caught a piece of his leather, but then went all the way back to the backstop. Bradley Navarro now, opportunity to extend on the lead. Saints infield still in, looking to not allow that second run to come across. One-0 pitch, grounder to second, backhanded by Lopez. An incredible play. Sliding on his backhand, immediately pops up and checks over on the runner on third. And because Lopez was in, that runner in Camden Burdick cannot advance. That's the second out now of the inning. Run-saving play by the second baseman, Eli Lopez. Now it's Justin TR, designated hitter for the Riptide. It's 1 for 2 on the night. Got things started in the bottom of the 1st for the Riptide by knocking a single up the middle. And he's going to get plunked right on the front foot. He will take first base. And now there are runners on the corners for the 3-hole hitter, Jonathan Rodriguez. Last night's game, Rodriguez launched a monster home run over the right field wall. Now with a swing like that, this game could be broken wide open. He's 0 for 2 so far on the night. Kennett once again going to go out, have a discussion with Estrada up on the mound. After that hit by pitch, let's not forget Jimmy Zakar started this rally for the Riptide by getting hit by a pitch. Got hit on the front knee area, got first base, and then Camden Burdick launched a long double in the left center gap. That got Zakar over to third and Burdick up to second. And then after the wild pitch, both of them moved up 90 feet. First pitch swinging now is Jonathan Rodriguez, but it's lined and hooked foul and out of play. Inside, almost catches a piece of Rodriguez now. Just barely misses him, but brings it to even at 1-1. Still 2 outs. Camden Burdick on third. Justin TR on first. Swing and fouled straight back into the catcher. Brings it 1-2. Now with 2 strikes, runners on the corners, and 2 outs. A lot of times you see that runner on first take off, get on the move, try and stay out of a double play. TR will stay put inside. Again, almost catching a piece of Rodriguez, but nearly missing. Evens it up at 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 runners on base. Now even count, even better chance we might see TR on the move. Stays put once again. Foul tip back into the glove of Kennett for a strikeout and the 3rd out of the inning. But first run up on the board in favor of the Riptide. They lead 1-0 as we head to the 6th.
Get out.
One Nick. Go safe, dude. Hurt.
Oh. Get out ball. That ball's going ball. Leave us. Hell yeah, Joey! Lay up for it. TG, sit down. No, that's kind of shitty. Yeah, I know. That's the fun. Adrian.
Top 6 here in Irvine, half inning ago. Riptide took the lead 1-0 despite still being out hit by the Saints. 3 hits by the Saints to just 2 by the Riptide. Looking to change that, it's going to be designated hitter Jacob Freer leading off, then the center fielder Jack Little, and the left fielder Lane Hayworth. Those 3 due up. Still facing off against Michael Erspemer. He delivers the first pitch, and it's high to Freer. Erspemer yet to give up a hit through his 2 innings pitch so far, giving up just 1 walk, has recorded 2 strikeouts as well. Gets a big swing and a miss by Freer, brings it to 1-1 count. This one in the air into shallow right center field. Freer has himself a base hit and gets things started for the Saints. Leadoff man on, always important when you're looking to start a rally, and especially when you're only trailing by 1. Getting that tying run on board, always very important. Now it's Jack Little, who represents the go-ahead run, now stepping up for the Saints. It's the first hit given up tonight by Michael Erspemer. He's been dominant so far here tonight. Squaring to bunt was Jack Little, but he pulls back on one that he thought was outside, but it does catch the edge for a strike. Oh and 1. Saints now up to 4 hits on the night. Back pick, and they get Freer stranded out in no man's land. And a quick 1 throw erases him from the base paths. That's a big out. Now that tying run no longer on base. Erspemer, great job using that back pick there. It's now the 2nd time here tonight that he has back-picked a runner on the base paths. And he's still ahead now of Jack Little. One and 1 with 1 out. Swing and a miss. Jack Little falls behind 1 and 2. Little 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Erspmer comes set, kicks, delivers. This one inside. Evens the count up now at 2 and 2. Two and 2. Way inside. No! Catches the inside corner for a backwards K of Jack Little. He scooted out of the way like it was going to hit him, but home plate umpire thinks otherwise, says it caught the inside black, and he goes down with 3 strikes to record the second out of the inning. Erspmer continues to roll. He's allowed a walk and a hit, but he's erased both of those base runners by picking them off, and that's now his 3rd strikeout of the day. Lane Hayworth digs in, first one above the zone. An ugly swing there from Hayworth. Brings it to 1 ball and 1 strike. Erspmer goes back to the same pitch and gets another swing in miss of Lane Hayworth. Hayworth now down 1 and 2. 2 outs. Riptide still ahead 1-0. Ball misses upstairs, brings it to 2 and 2. Hayworth 0 for 2 with a strikeout on the night. Now in the wild deuces situation, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one misses outside and loads up the count. Now payoff pitch. Erspmer gets the sign and comes set. And he delivers. This one, high fly ball into left field. And it is going to be Burdick underneath it and makes the grab for the 3rd out of the inning. Michael Erspmer again, another unconventional 3 up, 3 down, and the Saints are still scoreless. We will head to the home half of the 6th after this quick break. Bottom 6. Riptide still ahead 1-0. Luke Johnson, Camden Sos, Carter Dans due up for the Riptide. It's a new arm on the mound. Looks like it's number 37, Johnny Kono. We'll have a quick timeout and intermission here. Home plate umpire having a quick discussion with Saints head coach. That meeting will break up. Looks like we are good to resume action here. Saints so far tonight have been held scoreless through their first 6 opportunities at the dish. After last night putting up 11 against the Riptide. First pitch in there for a called strike. And, you know, before the game, having a conversation with Andrew Giesler, one of the Riptide broadcasters, and you know, after yesterday's game, we were kind of having a discussion about how we thought tonight was going to go. Obviously, you know, I was hoping for the same result, but Andrew had the thought, he said, you know what, this one might be a lot closer. You know, it might fall into our favor. And I said, well, we'll just have to wait and see. And so far here tonight, it's going in the Riptide's favor, but Johnny Akono comes into the game and makes quick work of Luke Johnson. Gets a quick strikeout for the first out of the inning. You know, obviously, looking up, it's the 6th inning. Saints still with a goose egg up on the scoreboard. Quite surprising after we've seen nothing but offensive strength from these Saints so far. Big swing and a miss there by Camden Sos. Throughout this season, so far, least amount of runs that Saints have put up on the scoreboard in one game has been 7. And it's just been incredible dominance offensively from the Arroyo Seco Saints all season long. This one shot the other way and punched through the 3-4 hole. Camden Sos on base with a single. Looking to improve upon the Riptide's lead. Carter Dans, right fielder now, digging in, facing off against John Iacono. He comes in relief after 2 innings from Joey Estrada and 3 innings from the Saints starter, Luke Ballantyne. First pitch misses, ball 1. Second pitch catches the zone for strike 1. 1-1 count, 1 out. Runner on first base. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Johnny Iacono now in the driver's seat. Iacono also out of Biola University, similar to the starter tonight, Luke Ballantyne. He delivers the 1-2. It's high and outside. Season stats for Iacono out of Biola. Last season, a 6.93 ERA. Officially an 0-2 record. 12 appearances, 5 starts. 24 2/3 total innings pitched and 27 strikeouts. Already worked a strikeout here in this inning, but now in a full count, 1 out situation with a runner on first. Carter Dans awaits, runner goes, swing and foul back into the net. Camden Sos will have to retreat back to first base. Carter Dans with another opportunity at the full count pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. John Iacono, 2 outs and 2 strikeouts. Still with a runner on first, though, now with 2 outs. Jake Evans steps up. Walk-up song of When It Rains, It Pours by Luke Combs. Well, on the topic of those walk-up songs, a lot of the Riptide with some very solid songs to walk up to. This one into right field, dropping for a base hit, advancing all the way up to third, Will Bezos. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs after a single from Jake Evans. Brings up Jimmy Zakar. Hit by his pitch his last time up. Now an opportunity to try and improve upon the lead. It looks like we will not have Jimmy Zakar. Looks like we have a pinch hitter entering the game. It'll be number 9, Zach Crandall. Zach Crandall coming out of UC Irvine. He was the starting backstop last night. Jimmy Zakar, like I mentioned, hit by a pitch his last time up. Got him around the leg, near the knee. Just hope that he is okay and that this pinch hitting opportunity doesn't have too much relation to him having to sit the rest of this game out with a potential injury. Broken bat, fly ball, foul territory heading into the stands, and man, bat of Zach Crandall really just exploded just then. Iacono got in on the hands. Bat flew nearly all the way out to the outfield. Couple of shards laying on the field. Gonna have to get this cleaned up. Crandall grabs a new bat, makes his way back up to the dish. It's in a 1-1 count with 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Riptide still leading 1-0. Crandall awaits. Low and outside. Two and 1, 2 outs. This one again in on the hands and jammed. Fouling out of play on the first base side. 2 and 2, 2 outs. 2 runners on base on the corners. To Zach Crandall. Payoff pitch. Just misses high, check swing, appeal down to first base. First base umpire says he did not go around. Now we bring it to one of the most exciting plays in all of baseball. Runners on the corners, full count, 2 outs. Of course, the only thing better than this situation would be bases loaded. Runner goes, payoff pitch, misses way upstairs and loads up the bases with 2 outs for Camden Burdick. His last time up, he destroyed a double into the left center gap. One hopped the wall. And Burdick, just mentioned a couple at bats, or at bat or 2 ago with Jake Evans stepping up, about how a couple members of the Riptide having some solid walkout songs, and Camden Burdick walks out to World on Fire by Stick Figure, one of my personal favorite bands. So we have a quick mound meeting by the Saints, looking to get John Iacono back dialed into this game with bases loaded and 2 outs. Great action potential now on this at-bat for Camden Burdick. Of course, obviously, with him destroying a double his last time up. Saints and Riptide now even on the hit column, 4 apiece. Saints obviously with 1 less run, but also have 1 more error. Riptide lead this game 1-0, but have no errors to the Saints 1. Now Camden Burdick steps up. Zach Crandall on first base. This one, grounder to the right side, and unable to handle it is Trotter Enright. And that will put the second run across the board for the Riptide. They now lead 2-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. A tough play to make for Trotter Enright. He went for the backhand and just maybe overran it a little bit. Kicked off his leather, popped up into the air a little bit. Got the run across. Got Camden Burdick reaching on air. Bases still loaded, 2 outs. Had Enright cleanly made that play, still would have been a very tough one to get an out on. But back up to the top of the Riptide's lineup, it's the left fielder Bradley Navarro, who digs in. He's 0 for 3 on the day so far today, but on the summer season, batting .471. I mean, look at the numbers. Got to think he's pretty due in a big spot, and he is. He lines it into shallow right field and down for a base hit. 1 run scores, second one coming in. No play at the plate. Cut off by Snyder. 2 more runs put across by the Riptide. They lead 4-0 here in the bottom of the 6th. Now it's Camden Burdick on second base, and Bradley Navarro right on cue. Knocks a single into shallow right field. He's on first base. 2-hitter now, Justin TR stepping up. Third base umpire having a word with the Riptide dugout. And it looks more like the Riptide bullpen. It looks like he might have just thrown somebody out of this game. Riptide bullpen definitely were all over Trotter Enright after he made that error, and they've been rowdy down there in the pen, getting excited for their team scoring a handful of runs. Riptide got 1 an inning ago in the 5th, and I've got 3 so far here in the bottom of the 6th. They currently lead the Saints 4-0, and they out-hit the Saints 5-4. Saints now with 2 errors to the Riptide's 0. And it looks like the Riptide coaching staff having a word with the umpiring staff. Not sure exactly what happened up here. Hard to tell, but definitely looked like the third base umpire was having a stern conversation with the Riptide bullpen. He started going back to his positioning, but then he turned around again and looked like he made a throw-out motion, potentially ejected somebody from the Riptide's bullpen. Cannot confirm or deny any of that, however, we are unaware from up here. Did look like that's how it unfolded, however. But as we get ready to resume play, designated hitter Justin TR stepping in, still against John Iacono for the Saints. 2 outs, runners on first and second. First one misses inside. This one fouled back into the screen. Two one pitch above the head of TR. Brings it to 3-1. Now it is brought to 3-1. A little bit of confusion. But we are at now a 3-1 count, 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Ball 4 down in the dirt. Once again, loads up the bases. And a dangerous guy to have at the dish, Jonathan Rodriguez. So far tonight, he is 0 for 3, but in last night's bout, launched a monster home run. And this will bring the Saints coach out to the mound, and we will have a pitching substitution. We'll take a quick break from here at Great Park, as we'll have more on the reliever right after this. It's the Cal State San Marcos Cougar, Mason McDonald, entering for the Saints and thrown immediately into the fire. Bases loaded, 2-out jam against the 3-hitter Jonathan Rodriguez, who launched a monster blast last night. Now a big spot for Mason McDonald. First pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. It crossed up J.J. Kennett behind the dish, but either way was in there for a called strike. Kennett now going to go out and get on the same page as his pitcher, McDonald. McDonald his last season at Cal State San Marcos, 22 innings pitched, gave up 31 hits and 14 earned runs, 16 walks to 27 strikeouts. Swing and a miss by Jonathan Rodriguez. Instantly in an 0-2 count now. Donald definitely looking to go in the right direction so far. Now looking to finish the job. 0-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back off the leather of Kennan. He can't quite hold on to it. Bases still loaded. Riptide already with 3 runs on the inning. They've taken a 4-0 lead. Oh-2. Grounder over to Lopez at second. He'll flip the easy way to first and get the 3rd out. Riptide go ahead 4-0 in the bottom of the 6th. We will head to the 7th frame after this quick break from here in Irvine.
Coming in this game, he has a 400 on base percentage. He's going to get up with the 2 hits he has. He lines one.
That one's belted to right field, and that one is gone. How about Josh Livingston getting things started here for the Saints? He ropes a home run right over the right field. Jake Brown looking up. That one is gone. An opposite field home run. Alex Burge.
First Pickles, then Oppo Tacos. How about that for Alex Burge? Hit the home run to right. He was like, nah. I'm going to hit one to left now. How about a 3-run blast for the backstop?
Booms that one to right field. Matthew Thomas will just have to look back. That one is gone. Welcome to the game, Colton Dahl. Jacob Shart with a 3-run home run, the second 3-run home run of the game, and the lead continues to balloon. It's 9-1.
I mean, off the bat, you knew that one.
7th frame from here in Irvine. It is Gannon Snyder, Keon Mosini, J.J. Kennett due up for the Saints. They now trail 4 after a 3-run bottom of the 6th by the Riptide. First pitch misses way inside. Snyder now ahead 1-0. This one catches the inner half for strike 1. Michael Erspermer came into this game a few innings ago. So far his stat line on the night, 3 innings pitched, giving up just 1 hit, no runs, and 1 walk to 3 strikeouts. He's been the guy so far here tonight for the Riptide. Snyder takes a hack at this one, fouls it straight back, right up into our plateau up here. Brings it to a 1-2 count. Snyder 0 for 2 with a strikeout so far tonight. This one misses way inside. Evens it up at 2-2. This one brings the count full. Now 3-2. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Erspermer remains dominant and gets a strikeout of Gannon Snyder for the first out of the inning. Saints looking to chip away at the 4-run deficit. Half inning ago, Riptide got 3. We're able to get those 3 all with 2 outs, strung together some offense, got a little bit of help from some defensive miscues. But they lead by 4 here in the 7th. Keon Mosini in a 1-1 count. In there for strike 2 is Erspemer. Bit of a surprising performance so far tonight from the Saints. We're used to them normally putting up a large number of runs. Here tonight they are held scoreless through 6 1/3. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Erspemer, 2 strikeouts so far this inning. And he has been the guy out of the pen. Erspemer in his first and only other appearance this summer got a win June 8th against the Waves. Pitched 3 2/3 innings, gave up no runs, no hits, only 1 walk and 5 strikeouts. Now looking at an incredibly similar line. This time 3 2/3, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Gets a pop up, 3 up, 3 down. Erspemer retires the side. Saints remain scoreless through 7. We will take a break from here in Irvine and stretch it out. We have stretched it out and entered the bottom of the 7th. Riptide still ahead 4-0 and looking to extend upon that lead. It is still Mason McDonald on the mound for the Saints. Came in relief last inning, recorded the 3rd out, and is now back out on the mound. It's Luke Johnson, Camden Sauce, and Carter Dans due up. Strike called, now a 1-2 count. 1-2 delivery, swing and a miss on the high fastball. Mason McDonald dominantly gets the strikeout for the first out of the inning. And you know, we've talked about the walk-up songs of the Riptide a couple times tonight. This one might be the best one. Camden Sauce, last name spelled S-O-S, using S-O-S by Rihanna as his walkout song. First pitch, he gets fooled by a breaker, but it can't bend back into the zone. He gets ahead 0-1. Excuse me, 1-0. Second one down in the dirt, now ahead 2-0. So 1 for 2 on the night with a walk and a run scored. In there for a strike is McDonald. He makes it 2-1 now. Check swing. Did he go around? First base umpire says no. Brings it now to a 3-1 count. McDonald delivers. High pop fly on the infield. Enright cruising underneath it, makes the grab for the second out of the inning. 2 up, 2 down so far in this one. Carter Dans steps up. First pitch to him, swing and a miss. Once again, going back to those walk-up songs, Dan's his Wild Trip by Landon McNamara reminds me of this past season as he swings through the second one. This past season up at St. Mary's College, Cody Kashimoto used that as his walk-up song, and I spent all of last season with Gannon Snyder, the Saints' first baseman. His brother was my broadcast partner throughout the year. This one just misses the outer edge. So hearing that Wild Trip song brings me kind of on a wild trip throughout this past season. But Carter Dans now in a 1-2 count. Quick timeout. Umpire, make sure we have some eye contact between the hitter and the pitcher. We have that eye contact now. McDonald winds, kicks, delivers. Foul ball back into the net. We will stay at 1-2. One and two once again. Swing and a miss. Strike three. 3 up, 3 down. Mason McDonald retires the side. And we will head to the 8th frame. Saints still chasing 4 coming up. Saints still chasing 4 here in the 8th inning. Trying to get those 4 back. Leading off, it's Jax Ryan, then up to Eli Lopez, then to Trotter Enright. The 3 due up, facing off against a new arm for the Riptide. It's Riley Hunsaker. Saw some action, 2-way player. He's listed as an outfielder. Now back up on the mound for the Riptide. First one misses. Jax Ryan now ahead 1-0. This one again missing. Now ahead 2-0. Hunsaker so far this summer on the pitching side of things, he's thrown 2 1/3 inning, recording 5 strikeouts, giving up 3 hits. Now coming out in this game with a 4-run cushion, but he misses with the first 3 offerings to Jax Ryan. With the new arm on the mound for the Riptide, it brings an end to Michael Erspemer's day. Erspemer, 4 innings pitched, giving up just 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Incredible stuff out of Erspemer here against the Saints. 3-0 pitch in there for a called strike. Jax Ryan didn't think so, started trotting his way down to first base, but we do the 3-1. He grounds this one. Diving efforts by both Johnson and Sos out there in the outfield, but it gets all the way through to Navarro, the left fielder. Jax Ryan on base with a leadoff single after he thought he was going to be walked. You'd definitely rather have a hit on your stat line than a walk. Back up to the top of the Saints order, Eli Lopez, the second baseman, steps up. So far today, Lopez 1 for 3. Jax Ryan now 2 for 2 on the day with a walk. Good stuff out of him in his second game as a Saint. First pitch to Lopez, misses inside, 1-0. Next offering inside and gets all the way to the backstop. Jax Ryan gonna turn second and head for third, sliding in safely. Good heads up base running there by Jax Ryan. The ball got away from Crandall, the backstop. Spit all the way back to the net. Crandall couldn't find it, and Jax Ryan noticed that and went all the way to third. So now a runner just 90 feet away from scoring with nobody out in the top of the Saints order. Good spot to be in when you want to try and get that, or get this game rather, back in a little bit of control. Try and get at least 1 back here. But the Saints almost chasing as many runs as they are outs. 4 runs they are chasing with 6 outs to work with. 3-1 pitch into shallow left center field, down for a base hit. Eli Lopez, RBI single, puts the Saints on the board for the first time here tonight. Top of the 8th, now a 4-1 ball game. Eli Lopez scores the first run in the form of Jax Ryan. For the Saints today, first time they've been on the board, they have been held scoreless up until this point. Swing and a miss from Trotter Enright. He falls behind 0-1. Saints, we've mentioned this a couple times, but just been so dominant offensively all season long. Trotter Enright swings and miss. Now 0-2, but offense for the Saints just been so strong all season long. Tonight, potentially the first night, they will score less than 7 runs in a game. Ball misses down below the zone, brings it to a 1-2 count. This one outside evens it up at 2-2. Still nobody out. Eli Lopez on first. He had an RBI single that knocked in Jax Ryan and put the Saints ahead in the hit column. Saints currently out hitting the Riptide 6-5. This one's ripped into right field, but right at the right fielder in Carter Dans. Good barrel, just an unfortunate positioning for the first out of the inning. Hunsaker records the first out of his relief appearance. Now brings up Jacob Freer, 1 for 3 so far today. Called first strike. Hunsaker now ahead. Always important to get that first pitch strike. Freer digs in. 0-1 pitch. Down in the dirt and gets all the way to the back wall. Lopez moves up 90 feet and into scoring position. Now a good opportunity for Freer to add an RBI to his numbers and hopefully cut the Riptide lead in half. Saints already got their first run earlier this inning. Riptide put up 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Freer sees that one high and outside, moves to 2-1. Hunsaker delivers. Fouled back into the netting, 2-2. Evened up at 2-2 with 1 out. Hunsaker delivers, runner moves, throw down to third. And coming off the base was Eli Lopez, but he retreats back. Throw from Crandall behind the dish, pulled Johnson over towards second base. Lopez slid in underneath him, but then came off the base over in foul territory, but he was able to scramble back in time. Stolen base moves him 90 feet away and brings a full count delivery for a walk. Now runners on the corners. Still just 1 out. Now stepping up to the dish, it's Jack Little who represents the tying run in this game. This will bring the Riptide coaching staff out to the mound to call a quick mound visit. And they will go to the pen. We will have a new reliever coming into the game for the Riptide. And it'll bring an end to Riley Hunsaker's day, but he'll still be responsible for the 2 runners on board. You'll have more on the reliever after this quick break. the Saints get the tying run to the dish, and that calls the Riptide to the bullpen. It's Caden Muckley of the University of Missouri-Columbia. So far this summer season, Muckley just 1 inning pitched against the Bombers. Gave up 1 run on 1 hit, 3 walks to 3 strikeouts. 6'5", 200-pound right-hander looking in to try and shut down the Saints after they've strung together a little bit of offense here and are looking to get this game back into reach. First one misses low and in. 1-0 pitch. In there for a called strike. 1-1 with 1 out. Runners on the corners. It's Lopez on first and Freer on third. Jack Little, the center fielder, digs in. Currently 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. Now in a big spot. Potentially help the Saints get back into this one. He'll look at a ball low and outside. This one way high. Brings it to a 3-1 count. Muckley definitely seems more of a control issue type of pitcher, kind of that effectively wild. Three and one. Runner goes way outside. It won't matter. A drawn walk by Jack Little brings up Lane Hayworth, who represents the go-ahead run here in the top of the 8th with 1 out. Lane Hayworth 0 for 3 so far today. Batting at .286 now on the summer season. And a big spot to potentially get the Saints right back into this game. This one high and outside. Ball 1. Saints middle infield playing back. Corner infield playing about even, maybe a step in from even with the bags. This one swung on and flied out of play. 1-1 count. Long look in there from Muckley. He gets the sign, and he delivers. This one again, high and outside. Muckley definitely more of that effectively wild type pitcher. He's missed high and outside a couple times. Kind of that above the zone and off to the arm side type pitch. He delivers. This one back in the zone. Evens it up at 2-2. 1 out. Bases still loaded. Good speed on the bases as well. Lopez on third. Freer on second. Jack Little on first. With just 1 out, there's plenty of opportunities to score at least one. Kicks and delivers. Line drive down the left field line. Fair. This one will score multiple. 1 run scores. Second one coming in. Wave is on for Little. Play at the plate. He dives in safely. A big bases clearing double by Lane Hayworth. Ties this game up at 4 apiece. Pure clutch from Lane Hayworth. Steps up in a big-time spot here in the 8th inning. Ties this game up. Perfectly placed line drive down the left field line, skipped all the way up against the wall. Trouble for Navarro out there. Ties this game up. Now Gannon Snyder looking to take the lead with the go-ahead run in scoring position. First one in there for a strike. Riptide got 1 in the 5th, 3 in the 6th. Now here in the 8th, the Saints have tied it up by putting up 4. It's about time the Saints offense woke up. They've put up a handful of runs in every game they've played so far this season, win or lose. Now they have 4 here in the 8th. 1-1, and that one caught a piece of the wrist of Snyder. He immediately hit the floor. Snyder's going to walk all the way down to first base. Looks like he just shook off one of the trainers. So it seems like he's okay enough to stay in it for now. Saw a similar thing out of the Riptide catcher in Jimmy Zakar. He wore a pitch earlier in this one off the knee area. He ran the bases, but then Riptide would end up putting Crandall back behind the dish in replacement of Zakar. Hopefully Snyder's okay. He hit the floor and it looked like he was in a lot of pain, but he bounced right back up and walked his way down to first. Looks like he will be okay for now. Now it's Keon Mosini, again, looking to get the lead for the Saints with that go-ahead run 180 feet away on second base. First one in there for a called strike. Oh, 1. Fastball down below the knees. Evens it up at 1-1. Muckley steps off. Gets the sign from the shortstop, Sos. And Muckley balks and moves both runners up into scoring position. Now an even bigger opportunity for Keon Mosini. Base hit, likely to score 2. Get the lead and extend the lead by an extra run. Second and third now. Riptide infield comes in. Fastball fouled straight back by Mosini. 1-2 with 1 out. One and 2. Down in the dirt. Good stop by Crandall behind the dish. Smothering that one, making sure neither run will advance. Two and 2 now, 1 out. Outfield straight up, infield in. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Muckley gets a big strikeout, now puts 2 outs on the inning. But still not out of the forest yet. Still 2 runners in scoring position. An opportunity for J.J. Kennett to potentially score 1, if not both. But this will draw the Riptide coaching staff out to the pen and will bring an end to Muckley's day. Riptide go to the pen. Saints have tied it up here in the 8th. We'll have more on the incoming reliever after this quick break. Riptide go to the pen. Caden Muckley's day is done, but he is responsible for both runners on board. The Riptide go to the hometown monster. Now on the mound is Jack O'Malley, 6'8", out of Bucknell University. Just 2.1 innings pitched this past season. And a rough one at that. Gave up 13 earned runs, 9 walks, and just recording 7 outs. Gave up 5 hits as well on the season. First one misses. Now a 1-0 count. Check swing. Does not go around as J.J. Kennett. Great opportunity now for the Saints. They've already tied it up this inning, and they're looking to take the lead. This one down in the dirt. Way ahead now, 3-0. Jack O'Malley, hometown native from right here in Irvine. Took his talents to Bucknell University, 6'8", 240 pounds. He issues a 4-pitch walk to load the bases with 2 outs. Now it's Jax Ryan stepping up to the dish. Jax Ryan so far tonight already 2 for 2 with a run scored and a walk. Now a golden opportunity to take the lead for the Saints here in the top of the 8th. First pitch. Inside. Ryan able to hold the hands back. Goes ahead 1-0. Breaker just misses the inner edge. Good location there by O'Malley. Just can't quite get the call. It's now 6 pitches thrown by him and 6 balls. Yet to find the zone. Now surely for Jax Ryan, the take sign will be on all the way. 2-0. Breaker, that one's in there for a called strike. Good breaker as well. Got Jax Ryan to take a little flinch at it. Would have bent back down into the zone. Two and one. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Again, in there for a called strike. Now it's the Wild Deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. With 3 runners on base. Jax Ryan. Golden opportunity for the Arroyo Seco Saints. Pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. But the Saints strike for 4 here in the top of the 8th and tie it up 4-4 heading to the home half.
Adam Beck, Evan Davis here with Joey Craig, Saints outfielder, and we're going to do a little what's in his bag segment here. So Joey, what's in your bag?
Well, first off, let's talk about the bag itself. This is a sick bag that Arroyo Seco gave me. As soon as I got here, they gave me a bunch of gear too and all that good stuff. But let's crack this thing open. What's the temperature looking like today? Probably like 95.
Yeah.
So, I mean, starting it off, a little core hydration. You know, got to stay hydrated out here in the California heat. Got a little snack at the gas station before, a little pickup. These are just the basic little essentials. Then we got, obviously, helmet, getting us right. And then going to deeper in the bag, we got the Evo Shield elbow guard, keeping us safe from hit by pitches and stuff. Don't want to be crying on the way down the first base, all that good stuff. And then when we do finally get on base, we got the Marucci sliding mitt. So keep our hands safe, all
The
that
little
good
oven
stuff.
glove.
Yep,
Yeah, the
little
oven
oven mitt.
Do
Yep.
you take stuff out of the oven with you too, or just?
You know, I got
for
my own.
baseball?
I got a special one at home for that, so I'm good on that stuff. And then got a bunch of different batting gloves in here. Never know when they're gonna get too sweaty or run out of grip, or you're gonna slide in the base and they're done for. But preferably, I like the Franklin, the power straps with the extra long one right here, a little extra wrist support, all that good stuff. So.
Is there superstitions with the gloves?
No superstitions for me. I mean, when I was in high school, like, I would get a hit and I'm like, I put the left one on first, I gotta do it again, gotta do it again. But once you get older, like, you kind of realize there's no difference whether you put the right, left.
We head to the bottom of the 8th from here in Irvine. Saints tied it up a half inning ago. It is now a 4-4 ball game. Leading off for the Riptide, Jake Evans, then it'll be the backstop, Zach Crandall, then Camden Burdick. The 3 due up. Now quickly ahead 2-0 is Jake Evans. He gets ahead 3-0. Mason McDonald struggling to find the zone here this inning. Jake Evans 1 for 3 with a run scored on the day so far. McDonald on the mound, 1 1/3 innings pitched. Giving up no hits, no runs, no walks, 2 strikeouts. Now 1 hit by pitch. Awards Jake Evans first base. Brings up Zach Crandall. First pitch in there for a called strike. McDonald back in the zone. Crandall made his Riptide debut last night, and it went 0 for 3 with a walk. Looking for his first hit this summer, but now down in an 0-2 hole. Mason McDonald, 4 balls out of the zone, and at bat to go to Jake Evans, now 2 right back in the zone. 0-2 pitch, sails all the way to the backstop, way out of the reach of J.J. Kennett behind the dish. Moving up to second base now is Jake Evans. And going into a 1-2 count now is Zach Crandall. Go ahead run now in scoring position for the Riptide. One-two pitch. Again, way up above the zone. This time in Kennett's reach. Evens it up at 2-2. McDonald delivers. This one fouled straight back. Opportunity there. Potentially would have hit the camera had there been no net. But we'll stay at 2-2. Still nobody out. Go ahead run on second base. McDonald delivers. Just misses the outer edge. Great location there. But missing by a mere inch or two. Brings it to a full count. Zach Crandall, the batter. And the pitch, way up above the zone, and once again, back to the backstop. Moving up 90 feet once again is Jake Evans. He's up to third. Now on first base after a walk is Zach Crandall. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Still a tied ball game, 4-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. So draw Kennett out to go have a word with McDonald on the mound. Go ahead run on third, nobody out. Definitely the potential of some first and third shenanigans here by the Riptide. It's the 9-hitter. Center fielder Camden Burdick due up. First pitch breaker by McDonald. Gets Burdick to flinch. But it does hook low and outside. 1-0. Breaker, this one gets all the way to the backstop again. Coming in to score is Jake Evans. Riptide take the lead. It's 5-4. Zach Crandall, the catcher, moving up to second base as well. Scoring position is potentially another run for the Riptide. They take a 5-4 lead. Mason McDonald, handful of wild pitches to get Jake Evans, who reached on a hit by pitch all the way around the bases and in to score, and again missing way above the zone. 3-0 count to Camden Burdick. .30 pitch. Can't catch the zone. Camden Burdick draws a 4-pitch walk and puts runners on first and second. Still nobody out. Riptide taking the lead. Up to the top of the lineup, left fielder Bradley Navarro. He steps in. So far today, he's 1 for 4. A couple of RBIs as well. So draw a mound meeting from the Saints coaching staff. McDonald really good before coming into this inning. Hadn't give up a hit, a walk, or a hit by pitch. But now, here in this inning, he's given up the lead after a hit by pitch and a couple wild pitches. Still yet to give up a hit. He's pitched an inning and a third. He's given up an earned run, 2 walks, recorded 2 strikeouts, and a hit by pitch. Infield comes all the way in for the mound visit. And a long one at that by the Saints. There is an arm warming up in the Saints pen. Hard to tell from our vantage point who that is. We will resume action. Runners on first and second, nobody out. Mason McDonald stays in the game. Bradley Navarro steps up for the Riptide. First pitch. Way above the zone. Back pick chance back at second. But not in time. Diving back safely is Crandall. One and 0. This one again way above the zone. JJ Kennett really having to work back there. 2-0 to Bradley Navarro. Navarro currently at a .500 average on the summer so far. .20 pitch. Above the zone, ball 3. Umpire will have a quick word with the Riptide dugout. And Navarro digs back in. Three-oh pitch in the zone, strike one. Navarro thought about taking a hack at it. 3-0 green light. Runner in scoring position. Riptide taking the lead and looking to extend upon it. Three one. Misses on the outer edge and walks the bases loaded. Still nobody out, and this will draw Saints head coach out of the dugout. Saints will have to go to the pen. A solid start for Mason McDonald's outing, ending on a sour note. Riptide leading 5-4 here in the bottom of the eighth. Nobody out, bases loaded. And we will have more on the new and incoming reliever after this quick break. Riptide still knocking on the door, nobody out, bases loaded, opportunity to break this game open and extend their one-run lead. They already got one earlier in the bottom half of this inning, and looking to extend upon it now is Justin TR, the designated hitter, who takes strike one, just catches the inner half. Strike one by Andrew Citrone, who comes into this game into an immediate fire. Bases loaded, nobody out. Looking to escape this jam. TR swings through the second offering, drops to a quick 0-2. Saints infield comes in, outfield relatively straight up, except for the center fielder, little shaded just a little bit to the pole side. High and outside for ball one. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Big first out there by Citron. Getting the strikeout after immediately being put to a bases-loaded jam. But not out of the fire yet. Still has to square off against Jonathan Rodriguez, the Riptide first baseman. On the night so far tonight, Rodriguez is 0 for 4. But we've seen last night what can happen when Rodriguez gets a hold of a baseball. Citron, the Georgetown Bulldog, comes set. Middle infield goes back now with 1 out, looking for the double play. Citron misses high and inside, ball 1. One-0. Way outside, brings it to 2-0. Officially 10-11 here now in Irvine. We are at the 3 hour and 6 minute mark of this ball game. Jonathan Rodriguez ahead 2-0. Green light was on, takes a hack at it, but fouls it back into the screen. Makes it 2-1 now. Two-one pitch. Pop fly, center field. Little charging on it, and it drops in for a base hit. Run comes in to score. Jonathan Rodriguez, RBI bloop single into shallow center field, puts the Riptide ahead 6-4. Bases still loaded, still 1 out. Riptide have regained the lead, and they're looking to extend upon it. Saints just 3 outs to work with next half inning to try and tie this one up. Right now they're chasing 2. But Riptide's still a great opportunity to extend that lead. It's Luke Johnson, the third baseman now, who digs in. Middle infield still back, looking for that double play ball. 1-0 pitch. Buzzes the tower of Johnson. And hard to tell from here if it caught the hands or if it caught a piece of the bat. Looks like the call on the field as of right now is a foul ball. Luke Johnson says it got him in the hands, but his reaction to it didn't look like he was in too much pain. Umpires will come together, have a quick discussion about it. And we'll await the official scoring on this one. This game was scoreless through the first 4 innings. Then the bottom 5th, Riptide got 1. Bottom 6, Riptide added 3. They were ahead 4-0 until the top of the 8th, just a half inning ago, when the Saints got those 4 back. And then the Riptide now with 2 here in the bottom of the 8th. And looking to extend upon that lead. Breaker catches the outside corner for a strike. We have a 1-2 count now. Breaker, same spot, but doesn't get the call on this one. A good pitch that doesn't get the call. Brings it to a 2-2 count. Bases still loaded, 1 out. 2-2 pitch. Breaker, high fly ball into left field. Hayworth underneath it, but well deep enough for the runner to tag. He will come in and easily score. A throw goes to third. Neither other runner will advance, but Camden Burdick comes around, crosses home plate, extends the Riptide lead 7-4. Riptide now have their second 3-run half inning this ball game. Camden Sauce now digs in, still a runner in scoring position. First pitch from Citrone misses inside. Sauce 1 for 3, a run scored and a walk. Ball misses high. Kennett thought about going for a back pick. Doesn't pull the trigger on it though. Sauce now moves ahead 2-0. Pitch high and inside, 3-0 now. Still 2 outs. Riptide now ahead 7-4. Scored 3 runs this half inning so far. Still with a runner in scoring position. That one catches the zone. Citrone gets back in it, 3-1. Citrone out of Georgetown University, LA native. Pitching for the Arroyo Seco Saints out in Pasadena. 3-1 pitch, way above the zone, ball 4. Loads the bases once again. But Citrone still just a pitch away from getting out of this half inning. Right fielder Carter Dans now stepping up to the plate for the Riptide. Dans is 0 for 4 so far tonight, 3 strikeouts. Tough night for Dans at the plate so far. But now an opportunity to break this game open for the Riptide. First one misses low and outside for ball 1. This one high and outside, ball 2. Saints, despite still losing, they are out hitting the Riptide 7-6. Now pitching coach of the Saints comes out, has a quick discussion with Citrone. Citrone just looking to find a pitch to get weak contact on or look for the strikeout, get one more out, get out of this inning, and then hope that the Saints offense can string together a couple of runs to get them back into this game. So right-handed arm in the pen for the Saints warming up. From here, looks like it might be Garrett McGuigan. Two-0 pitch. Grounder up the middle, catches a piece of Citrone and ricochets over towards the first base line. J.J. Kennett makes a play on it, but an infield single by Carter Dans scores yet another run. And now the Riptide have doubled their lead. At one point they were ahead 4. Now they are once again ahead 4. RBI infield single by Carter Dans. Now brings up second baseman Jake Evans. That one low and away. Evans 1 for 3 so far tonight, 2 runs scored. 2 outs, bases loaded situation, looking to break this one wide open. That one misses inside from Citron. Now ahead 2-0. Low and away. 3-0 count. Last thing you want now if you are Citron is to walk the bases loaded. Bring in a run without the opposing offense having to do anything. Three and 0. Citron delivers. Low and outside. Ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Now gives the Riptide their biggest lead of the night so far. They're up 9-4. Andrew Citron's night will be done. Saints will go to the pen. Citron still responsible for the 3 runners aboard, but he will exit the mound. Riptide leading 9-4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Now on the mound for the Saints, it's Garrett McGuigan of Golden West. His last season at Golden West, 7 appearances, 1 start, a 1-0 record, total of 6 innings pitched for a 4.5 ERA and a 2.33 whip with 10 strikeouts, looking to stop the damage here by the OC Riptide. They've scored 5 this half inning, have taken a 9-4 lead. First one misses above the zone. Riptide looking to add on some extra insurance runs here with 2 outs before they look to slam the door on the Saints this next half inning. That one in there for a called strike. Geigen comes set. He delivers the 1-1 pitch. Fly ball right side. Underneath it is Lopez, and he makes the grab. Damage is done. Riptide, 9-4 lead. Saints chasing 5 with 3 outs to work with as we head to the final frame from here in Irvine. Top of the 9th. Saints 3 outs to work with and chasing 5 runs, looking to close it out for the Riptide is still Jack O'Malley up on the mound. He comes set and delivers the first pitch. It misses way above the zone. One and 0. O'Malley delivers. It misses way outside. Eli Lopez ahead 2-0. If any spot to try and scratch back 5 runs with 3 outs to work with, the top of the lineup is a great spot to do so. 2-0 green light was on. Taking a big hack at it was Lopez. Swings straight through it. Two and 1. in there for a called strike, evens it up at 2-2. Eli Lopez already a multi-hit game. He's 2 for 4 on the day so far. Looking to get something started here in the 9th. This one chopped foul of third base. We'll do the 2-2 once again. 6'8" Jack O'Malley comes set and delivers. This one way high. Brings it to a full count. Lopez, like I mentioned, 2 hits on the day today. In every game that Lopez has played in this summer season, he has recorded at least 1 hit. Been rock solid in the leadoff spot. This one, weak pop fly, right side of the infield. Second baseman Evans gets underneath it, makes the grab, 1 down. Saints still chasing 5 with only 2 outs left to play with now. Looking to keep things going and start things off is Trotter Enright, the shortstop. This one way high and away from O'Malley. One-0. Once again, misses outside. And right ahead, 2-0. This is where we saw Eli Lopez in at bat go. Then O'Malley would get back into the zone a couple times before forcing a weak pop out. 2-0 pitch. Down in the dirt. And right now, way ahead, 3-0. O'Malley definitely a bit of a guy with those control issues this past season at Bucknell. 2 1/3 innings pitched. He gave up 9 walks. 3-0. Back in there for a called strike 1. Half inning ago, Riptide put up a 5 spot. Most runs scored in an inning here tonight. Although both teams have had multiple run innings. For the Saints, it was just a 4-run 8th. That's all they've put up. For the Riptide, they started with 1 in the 5th. Then had 3 in the 6th, and then 5 a half inning ago. Full count payoff pitch now to Trotter Enright. Grounder up the middle, and Trotter Enright's on board with a single. Still 1 out, and 5 runs chasing are the Saints. Trotter Enright now a multi-hit day. He moves to 2 for 5. Jacob Freer 1 for 3 so far with a walk. Looking to keep things going for the Saints. First pitch to Freer. Breaker in there for a called strike. O'Malley gets ahead of Freer after he got behind the first 2 batters of this inning. Oh and 1 on the move is Enright. Fly ball into right field. On it is Dans. He makes the grab. Enright retreats all the way back to first. Saints down to their final out and still chasing 5 runs. Jack Little, center fielder, steps up. 0 for 2 with 2 walks on the day so far. Looking to get something started. Trotter Enright with a single, couple at-bats ago. Now down to the final out. Enright once again on the move. They're going to throw down. Nobody home. Ball gets into center field. Enright advances all the way up to third. Throw into the infield. Cut off by O'Malley, the pitcher. Interesting there by Crandall, the backstop. Catcher for the Riptide throwing down to second there. 5-run cushion with 1 out left to work with. Only 1 runner on base for the Saints. That run will not matter unless they can get 4 more behind him. So in that scenario, kind of just best to let that runner go. Nonetheless, Trotter Enright moves up to third base. (1-0). Crandall with a backhanded stop, unconventionally. Doesn't get it in the sweet spot, but able to keep it contained. 1-1 count now to Jacob Freer. No, excuse me, Jack Little. This one misses low and away. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Aggressive hack there by Jack Little. Brings it to the Wild Deuces. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Saints potentially down to their final strike. Trotter Enright still on third base. Jack O'Malley comes set, kicks, delivers. Called, strike 3 on the outer corner. And the Riptide take down the Saints from here in Irvine. Last night, Saints got the best of the Riptide. They took an 11-4 victory here tonight. Riptide get the best of the Saints and take a 9-4 victory. Final highlights for the Riptide. A lot of guys with hits in the Riptide lineup. Nobody with multi-hits, but Bradley Navarro, couple of RBIs, only guy with multi-RBIs for the Riptide. And on the pitching side of things, it was really Michael Erspemer who kept things going. First arm out of the pen, 4 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts for the Saints. Couple of highlights was that Lane Hayworth 3 RBI bases clearing double to help them get 4 in the 8th inning. Multi-hit days from Eli Lopez and Trotter Enright, as well as Jack Ryan, kept things going offensively for them, but the Saints drop this one. Final score of 9-4. On behalf of everybody here at Arroyo Seco Saints Baseball, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Riley Horn, signing off and wishing you a wonderful remainder of your afternoon.